boys and girls. Today we are going to continue talking about comparing and contrasting. Remember, compare means to find similarities. That means things that are alike or close to being the same between two or more people, animals, or things. Contrast means to find differences or things that are not the same between two or more people, animals, or things. Comparing and contrasting fiction stories. Fiction means stories that are made up or make believe. When we compare and contrast two fiction stories, we look at the following: characters, that's the people or animals in the story; setting, where the story takes place; problem, what in the story needs to be fixed; solution, how the problem is solved or fixed; and theme, what is the big idea of the story. We are going to read two stories, Ant and the Grasshopper and Cardinal and Robin. And when we are done reading them, we are going to compare and contrast the characters in the story, the setting, the problem, solution, and theme. We'll also go back into the text to find the answers because that's what good readers do. Ant and the Grasshopper. There once was an ant and a grasshopper. The ant was very hardworking. He worked all day and night. The grasshopper was very lazy. He did not work at all. The ant told the grasshopper to get to work before the winter came. Once winter came, they wouldn't have any food. The grasshopper said he didn't care and went back to sleep. 4 months later, winter came and it was freezing outside. Ant had a lot of food to eat. Grasshopper had no food. Grasshopper went to Ant's house and asked for food. Ant looked at Grasshopper and felt sorry for him. He told the grasshopper that he should have worked harder in the summer. He gave him a little bit of food and told him that he would not share next summer if he didn't work hard. Our next story is called Cardinal and Robin. Be listening when I'm reading for things that are the same or similar, comparing, and things that are different, contrasting in the stories. In the big tree, there was a cardinal and a robin. Cardinal was a very hard worker. Both birds needed to build a nest. Cardinal went to look for straw and sticks every day, while Robin sat in her tree and watched. Cardinal told Robin that she needed to start making her nest, but Robin thought she'd have time later. So Robin kept waiting. One morning, Cardinal gathered her last stick and started to get mud. She was forming her nest. She looked at Robin, who was napping on a branch. She was sad for Robin because she knew it was too late. The next day they were ready to lay their eggs. Robin tried to quickly gather straw and sticks for her nest, but she could not find any. Cardinal felt sorry for Robin and shared her nest. She told Robin she wouldn't help her next time. So we are going to work on comparing and contrasting these two texts. We are going to start with the characters. In The Ant and the Grasshopper, the characters were an ant and a grasshopper. Cardinal and Robin, the characters were a cardinal and a robin. Those are how they were different. The characters in the stories were different. What they both had the same was they both had a hard worker and a lazy character. If we go back and look in the story, it says here that ant was very hardworking. The grasshopper was very lazy. In the Cardinal and Robin, Cardinal was a very hard worker. Robin sat in the tree and watched. Next, we're going to talk about the setting, where the story took place. The setting for Ant and the Grasshopper is on the ground. Okay, the ant was collecting food on the ground. Cardinal and Robin were building a nest. One was building a nest. That would have been in a tree. Both that they had the same was they both took place outside. Now in the story, it doesn't come out and say, the author doesn't come out and say that they were on the ground, but we know that an ant and a grasshopper live on the ground, and cardinals and robins are birds, and they live in trees, and they build nests in trees. We know that the ground and trees are both outside. Next, we're going to talk about the problem of the story. In the ant and the grasshopper didn't have any food. Cardinal and Robin didn't have a nest. Something they both had the same was both had a character who didn't have what they needed. And the reason they didn't have what they needed is because they didn't prepare. So if we go back in the story, it says, 4 months later, winter came and it was freezing outside. Ant had a lot of food to eat. Grasshopper had no food to eat. And we know that is because earlier in the story, it had talked about how the grasshopper went to sleep instead of gathering food for the winter. In Cardinal and Robin, it says, Cardinal went to look for straw and sticks every day. Robin kept waiting. Then, when it was time for them to build their nests, Robin was napping on a branch. When they were ready to lay their eggs, Robin tried to quickly gather straw and sticks for her nest, but she could not find any. She waited too long. Let's talk about solution. How was that problem solved? In Ant and the Grasshopper, Ant offered to share his food with Grasshopper. In Cardinal and Robin, Cardinal offered to share her nest. This is how they are different. It was Ant sharing food in Ant and the Grasshopper, and Cardinal sharing her nest with Robin in Cardinal and Robin. What they had both the same is both had a character who helped. In Ant and the Grasshopper, Ant helped. In Cardinal and Robin, Cardinal helped. If we look back in the story, at the very end of the story, it says, he told the grasshopper that he should have worked harder in the summer. He gave him a little bit of food. He means ant. That's the pronoun. It's taking the place of ant. And told him that he would not share next summer if he didn't work hard. In this story, in Cardinal and Robin, Cardinal felt sorry for Robin and shared her nest. So both had a character who helped. Now let's talk about theme. The theme of Ant and the Grasshopper is first be prepared and then have fun or rest, because I think he slept too. Cardinal and Robin, first be prepared and then rest. Both had the same. Both themes, parts of the theme that were the same was to be prepared and not wait. That was the main or the big idea of both stories. That they shouldn't have put off what they needed to do, they should have been prepared. Comparing and contrasting, just a recap. Comparing means to see how the character, setting, problem, solution, and theme are similar. Contrasting means to see how the character, setting, problem, solution, and theme are different. All right. Please take what you've learned today and from what you've learned before in my videos before, and use the information to help you to complete today's activity. Until next time, take care.